morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are, whenever you're catching this. We are back, and we are 3 days and counting to the launch of the first quest, and it's exciting because we're almost there. So, Mike, what do you expect we're going to be covering in that first week when we go live Monday?
Yeah, so obviously, first thing we want to be transparent and show you what we're doing, what we're learning, and show you, for example, some of the activity that we have going on. And again, it's going to be limited at first because we're starting off at 250, so it's small. All right, but we're starting off with that, and we'll show basically what we're looking for and kind of how we're handling it. Now, with that being said, understanding that anything that we look at for a minute, it'll be live in the moment. But if it's being watched back even in 20 minutes later, well, it's null and void. Like, don't copy what we're doing or whatever. Just bottom line is we're just going to share what we're doing so you can kind of see. And the most important thing I think is the learning component of it, just
Yeah.
understanding like why we're doing certain things, what we're seeing. And again, please understand if anyone here is 10 times more skilled than us, that we're learning as well. So if we say something and you're like, that doesn't, or if you have ever, just chime in, engage us, start the conversation. If you see something that you're like, oh, why did you do that? Ask. If you see something that's like, oh, well, I was taught this, ask. Bring it to the table. Like, we want to have these conversations. We want to get better. We want to help bring everyone along as fast as possible. But the most important thing is understanding what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we can continue to do that so we can be as profitable as possible in the future.
Well said. How about you, Stephen? What are you expecting next
Really
week?
touching on what Mike said, and it's in terms of commenting. So it's really coming together as a community, for people that haven't traded before, for people that have, working together and increasing our knowledge base, increasing our confidence, and doing learning from Donnie Pips, to be able to have the confidence to push that button with no fear. And that's really about that. That's my goal, to have that. And as each day you see him and you hear the other people, in those morning trainings and the evening ones, you understand where you are, and that grows. And it's amazing how quick it grows.
Yeah.
It's not like it's monthly. It's every session. You get more confident, more confident. And then when you start doing, your paper trading and you see like that's working and you're earning money there, and then you push that trigger when it's live, that's your liberation moment, your freedom.
Yeah, well said. When you figure out that, wait, I can actually make money doing this, and not just by chance, right? That's the thing. A lot of people think
Correct.
stocks and stuff, it's all chance, it's all a gamble, it's a game. No, there's strategy behind all of this. There's a system. We're following Donnie Pipp's E3 strategy. He is a multi-million dollar Forex earner, not just a trainer, but a trader. This is how he makes his living, right? And we're following his strategy. And we are going to have Donnie Pips on here. So definitely, we want to kick this thing off, get everybody ready. And by the way, you guys can all help us with this. Like I said, October 27th, 2025 is our launch date for this quest, right? And so that's next Monday. So depending on when you are watching this, of course, you can be watching this after that. But I'm going to ask all of you, look, follow us on Facebook. So our Facebook page is called Quarter to a Million Podcast. So go there. You're going to see pictures of charts and different things, and we'll have more stuff that is going to be more live. Never really live because we still have to get it and then post it. So it's not 100% live, but it's closer. The other thing is, and going to what Mike you said at the beginning, it's like the stuff that we're posting, the stuff that we're talking about. Yeah, it's you're seeing it afterwards, right? So that's past tense. It was live when it happened, but it's past tense now. So don't act on that trigger because, well, it's past, right? But for those of you who were part of this quest, you're going to be able to be in the sessions, the live trading sessions with Donnie Pips, because everybody that is part of this has access to it. Okay, so whether you're elite, whether you're apex in the system, you are going to, and if you don't know what that means, go to our website, get your just go ahead and register, and one of us will reach out to you. We can answer all your questions on it. But the website is Q2, the letter Q, the number 2 am.com. And yes, it's right above us. Okay. But what's going to happen is once you're registered, you're in. You get all the recordings, all the video trainings that Donnie Pips has done, and Donnie Pips focuses on Forex, right? But you're also going to get all of the trainings that are happening live. So what are the times? I know we've got them all, but you guys have them. What are the times that Donnie Pips typically goes live?
Yeah, so I know it's Tuesday and Thursday nights, there's training sessions from 9 to no, yeah, from 9 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
On Sunday night at 5 p.m., he does an onboarding session, and it's like a trader's lounge type environment where it's mostly handling onboarding questions. And then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Friday, he does what he calls coffee and charts, where he does live trading. You can hop on with him. That's from about 9:15. I'd say get on at least at 9:05, 9:10 until about 10 a.m. And that's when the market first opens. There's that overlap in the morning between the London and New York markets, which you'll learn about. It's very busy and very active around that time. So you get in there and he'll also make recommendations based on what he's doing. And you just copy what he's doing, but you also get to see it. And as Steve has talked about a lot, is about building up that confidence to like build the charts. What's going to happen is start off paper trading. I 100% believe that. I mean, you're a novice, you've never done it, start off with paper trading. But what happened with me is I saw him succeed so many times, and I'm seeing people around me making $70, $100, even $50, even $20, whatever. They're making money so consistently. Then I started being frustrated that I was paper trading on certain things. So I would paper trade so I could learn and adjust and do everything I was doing. But then I'd open up another browser window and I used to boom, buy it because I wanted to make money off it. Now, again, when I was buying it, I was doing it very safe, very cautiously, very conservatively, but I might have been a little bit more risky or on the paper trade just to understand what happens.
Mhm.
You're seeing that live. And, you mentioned the word gambling earlier. Donnie said, so one of the things, very briefly, I think it's very beneficial to go through the boot camp,
Yeah.
trade, go back. I went back through boot camp day one yesterday because I'm a different person now than I was the first time I saw that. My mental understanding and comprehension is on a different level. Still far from where I want to be, but it's still far from where I started. And what I got out of going back through it, I felt so much more confident even going into today after going back through that. But he said something on that day one boot camp that he's like, so many people are emotional and the market is based on emotions. And Forex, we get to take advantage of those emotions. He's like, but more importantly, if you just go out there without a plan, if you don't enter the process with an entry plan and exit plan, you are gambling. He's like, we're not gambling. He's like, we're being professional. We're making logical decisions based on patterns and observations and math. So what we're doing is going in with a plan every single time. And that's how we learn to be a trader or investor and not just a gambler.
Yes.
Shows you
Well said.
he'll show you an entry range and an exit range. You can enter within these parameters and then exit up here. And that's really key. And often you'll see an actual trade get done and get finished while you're there watching it live. And
Yeah.
that's really amazing when you see that. And his wins are far exceed any of the losses. But he does show you, and other people do state what they've had and other people state their winnings. And you are able to it's interactive. You can ask questions there at that time as well. And he's really good at getting those questions done and answered. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And it's great because when you're on those trainings, and the only way to get on those trainings with him live is if you either are part of this quest with Apex or Elite, and you've got the access to those trainings. Like we can't send it to you; we get kicked out. So we can't just give you the access, right? We can share stuff that we've learned, and that's what we're going to do here for everybody, no matter what. So keep following us, right? Because the more we learn, the more you're going to learn. But at the same time, if you want that access, reach out to us again, Q2AM. We'll get you set up. But as far as go ahead, you had
So
something.
I was just gonna say very quick. Also, again, if somebody right now is in a financial restricted time in their life, okay, yes, we've talked about it, then you need this more than ever. Okay, but if you don't have the means or the not just the mental understanding, but how to create enough money to cover yourself in the next 3 days, also reach out. Like, don't let money be the reason why you don't reach out. You can't enter this quest if you don't have the money. But we have resources that we can share with you just to have you start building and preparing for the next one. Okay, so don't let money be a reason why you don't take action. The most important thing you can do is if you need change or you want change, take action. And that starts by reaching out and engaging.
Yes, yes. And then you can learn. You can start, and even once you're set up and you get in there, if you don't have the cash for investing just yet, like Stephen was saying, paper trade, which means you're working on a demo account and you're learning and you're building that confidence, right? So take the trades when you're on with Donnie Pips live, and you'll have that opportunity, and he says, "Hey, I'm getting in here," or "Hey, I really like this here." That's his little signal. I really like this here, and you pull the trigger. Then remember, you're paper trading. You can't lose. See what happens, right? Track these. It's amazing, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, "Wow, I can do this." And even if all I do is just get on Donnie's tradings and do it then, and just keep putting more and more in over time, I'm going to win. Wow, this is a good deal. Right? That's what it comes down to. So, but you described it perfectly. This is not gambling. All right. It's if you're just going to go in without a plan, without a strategy, you don't know what's going to happen, you're just guessing, that's gambling. We're going in with a purpose and a plan and a strategy. And so can't wait for all of you to join us on Monday for the quest. Those of you who are going to, or our next quest after that, but definitely, no matter what, reach out. Let's get together, and let's make sure that you're set up and you know everything that you need. Okay, and then so we have a really special training that's happening. So we've been talking about Forex here, right? And Forex, I can tell you, that's where I'm focused first. Right, we started initially. The first trainings I actually took through Build Academy was with Roxy, and Roxy teaches about options. And I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, I'm gonna do this at some point, but I hadn't pulled the trigger on it. And then I was able to do the boot camp with Donnie that you were just referencing, Mike, and which I'm going through that again as well. And that boot camp, I was like, that changed how I looked at everything. I'm like, wow, I can do this. I can do this now. Right? I'm thinking I need all this cash and stuff, and I gotta, and I'm gonna risk whatever. No, when he went through it all, it's like, this makes sense to do now, and that's what got me to say I got to do this. But I said all of that because we have our next boot camp on futures. So we got a master futures trainer and trader, right? That is, I don't know why I have such a tough time with those two words together, but I do. So whatever, deal with it. But he's going to be training Saturday and Sunday of this week. If you want access to that, we can get you in there. So you don't have to be part of Apex or Elite or anything. You can get access to that. That is a free boot camp that we do as a company. That really it's Build Academy that's doing it for you, and it's all knowledge, right? There's no sales in it. It's not about selling you something. It's about teaching you something. Okay, so it's pure value. So if you can make those times this weekend, either of you guys have the times listed right now?
Let me pull up my calendar. I don't have it in front of me, but also as I'm pulling this up, a quick note also is this is recorded. These futures.
Yes.
So the reason why I'm saying that is don't use that as a reason not to see it. But if you can't make one day, again, don't let that be the reason you can't attend the other day.
Yeah.
So go to what you can attend and then go back and watch it back. Now, in order to get access to watching it back, yes, you do have to get into the back end portal and all that other stuff. But bottom line is this stuff is available, and then you can go back and review that as many times as possible once you guys are inside. So let me try to pull up my calendar here, and I will do it on the screen so I'm not looking off into the ether.
Yeah, that's key. So being able to get on and just learn, right? No cost, no obligation, no sales pitch, just knowledge, right?
Yep.
Just value. That's what you're going to get. That's what we got from Donnie Pips, and it was awesome, right? So I can't wait for this weekend. I am going to learn about futures. I'm not ready to jump to futures at this point because I really want to master or fairly master Forex, right? And that's what our quest is going to launch with. One of the next boot camps we're going to have is in digital assets, which is crypto. I know that boot camp is coming as well. That's going to be a huge boot camp because everybody's asking about crypto. Like we said in yesterday's podcast, I was at a local bank, and I'm speaking with one of the VPs from the bank, and he's like, "Don, so where do you stand in crypto? On Bitcoin specifically," he said, right? So he asked me about Bitcoin. I was like, that's out of the blue, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's all kinds of interest. So while Mike's pulling that up, yeah, follow us. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook. We have same thing happening in X. We're adding a whole bunch of other medias, so we're going to put all of those into the podcast as well, and that way you can all see us wherever you like. But and the biggest one I think is besides probably Facebook, because we had a lot of stuff there, and X is going to be the X chat.
Mhm.
All right. So after we go live, we're going to be launching an X chat. And so what's going to happen in that X chat is, if we're all going to be trading at different times during the day, right? I mean, if we're on with Donnie, and he's recommending a trade, or he's saying he doesn't exactly recommend, he says, hey, I like this, right? He's not saying you need to get in. He's not saying, but because we can never guarantee anything, right? So you have to understand that this is all at your discretion. You choose. You push the button, right? And you reap the rewards, but it's your account. You're not even putting money into an account that the company has. You're putting it into a trading account, and you can pick from a couple of different trading companies, right? Eventually there'll probably be even more that you can pick from that work with our app and work with Einstein. But you control everything. It's yours. You're not sending your money anywhere, right? Except, well, the trading company, because they've got to trade it. But yeah, but that's them, right? So you control it. It's your future, and that's powerful because now you're not relying on any particular company either. You're not relying on us, right? What you're relying on is the knowledge that you gain and the tools that you choose to use, and I think that's key. So, any other thoughts before we finish this off? I want to make sure we do get those times out if we can. If not, you know what? Here's the best thing: follow us on Facebook, because we're going to post those times in Facebook, and we'll post them on this podcast as well. And by the way, yesterday's podcast had a poll in it. So if you haven't watched yesterday's yet, go back, watch yesterday's, and answer the poll, please, because this has to do with how we're going to launch and what we're going to launch with the Quest. All right, so really, really important. We want to get your thoughts on that. And we'll get some more in-depth polls as we really get this rocking next week and beyond. So any last thoughts to close out, guys?
No, just giving an example of how this is 100% live and raw. I typically have access to all this information at my fingertips, and I did not put it in my calendar yet. I did block the day, but I did not block the time. Futures Boot Camp, got it. October 25th and 26th, Eastern Time, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And from obviously Pacific, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So that's going to be going on October 25th, tomorrow, and October 26th. And that's the 2-day Futures Boot Camp.
Awesome. All right, so you got it. Thank you, Michael. And Stephen, any closing words?
It took me a while to find it also too. I had to go back into my back office to find the calendar and get it up there. The real key thing is people, again, if you start looking at trading, you're going to get bombarded by all these different trading apps that are out there. And just know where we are is we are the only app that's compliant with the regulatory authorities. Other apps may say they are, but it's not them. It's the broker that they use or that you may use that's compliant. We have all those components. And there are other platforms that want you to invest your money and you put it with them. That's not us. We look at control, we look at compliance, and we look at security and safety for you. And you'll find that throughout every training and everything that's done here. That's real key to look at when you're out there.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. All right, awesome. Well, thank you, guys. We will see you all in the next episode after this one. But again, follow us on Facebook. Set yourself up for the Quest. Go to q2am.com, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Sounds good. Talk to you.